the Brazen Bull. This wasn't just torture. It was theater. When victims screamed, a system of pipes inside the bull's throat distorted their cries into sounds resembling an actual bull's bellow. Audiences would gather to watch. The tyrant Phalaris of Agrigentum didn't just want his enemies dead, he wanted them performed to death, their suffering converted into spectacle. And its first victim was the craftsman who built it. Phalaris forced him inside to test his creation. That's the kind of sick irony that defined ancient cruelty. The inventor became the inaugural demonstration of his own nightmare, the rat torture. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, where European dungeons perfected a different kind of horror. A rat is placed inside a metal cage strapped to a victim's torso. As heat is applied to the cage, the animal panics, clawing, biting, gnawing its way out. It doesn't escape through the metal, it escapes through flesh. The victim's final moments were absolute madness, the psychological break happening faster than the physical destruction. You couldn't prepare for it. You couldn't mentally steel yourself. The rat's behavior was chaotic and frenzied. Some victims died from infection days later, their bodies already rotting from the inside. Others went insane before they died at all. Medieval torturers understood something. The anticipation of pain, combined with the loss of control, shatters the human mind faster than pain itself. Unit 731. Now we shift to the 20th century. In occupied Manchuria, the Imperial Japanese Army established a biological warfare facility disguised as a water purification plant. Inside, Japanese scientists conducted experiments on living human subjects, primarily Chinese prisoners, Korean laborers, and Soviet POWs. There were no anesthetics, there were no ethics boards. There was only data collection. Prisoners were deliberately infected with plague, cholera, and anthrax to study disease progression. Surgeons removed organs from living subjects without anesthesia to observe hemorrhaging patterns. They studied frostbite by exposing limbs to extreme cold, then thawing and refreezing them repeatedly. One victim's arm was amputated while still conscious. The stump then infected with gangrene to observe the progression. The facility's commander, Shiro Ishii, kept meticulous records. After the war, he was never prosecuted. The United States granted him immunity in exchange for his research data. Thousands died in Unit 731. Thousands more would never know what was done to them. MKUltra. The Cold War brought a different kind of experiment, one conducted not in foreign dungeons but in American hospitals and prisons. Prisoners in California's Vacaville prison were given LSD in doses 100 times stronger than street acid. Psychiatric patients at McGill University were kept in sensory deprivation chambers for weeks. No light, no sound, no human contact. Their only stimulus was a voice repeating propaganda messages through speakers. The goal was simple: erase the subject's personality and rebuild it from scratch. One victim, Robert Hunter, spent 35 days in a sensory deprivation box. When released, he couldn't recognize his own mother. His memory was shattered. His sense of self was gone. The CIA documented everything. They watched him deteriorate and took notes. The experiments continued for 20 years. Hundreds of subjects, most never knew they were part of it. The government did not acknowledge the existence of MKUltra until 1975, but when journalists exposed it, they finally admitted to it. Even after that, no criminal charges were filed against anyone. White room torture. A subject is placed in a completely white room. White walls, white floor, white ceiling. A single white light that never turns off. No windows. Time becomes meaningless. Minutes feel like hours. Hours feel like days. White room doesn't leave visible scars. There's no blood, no broken bones, but it works. Sensory deprivation combined with absolute isolation triggers a psychological cascade. Hallucinations within hours, paranoia within days, complete dissociation within weeks. This technique has been used in modern interrogation facilities, places the government won't officially acknowledge. Subjects report losing their grip on reality. Some never fully recover. The beauty of white room torture, from a torturer's perspective, is its plausible deniability. You can claim the subject went insane on their own,